Here are some of my biggest mistakes I made studying for the LSAT before I started tutoring. Hey y'all, I'm Peyton. I'm a student with Juris Prep and I'm studying to take the LSAT for the 4th time. I'm gonna break this into RC and then LR. So for RC, my biggest mistake I made was reading a paragraph and then quite literally rephrasing the entire thing instead of just giving a main point summary in one sentence or less. My tutor has told me that like a 5 to 7 word sentence is more than enough to get the main point across from a paragraph. I think I was taking so much time sitting there and trying to remember every single detail I read in that passage. And while details are important, you really need to know what the main point of the paragraph is. And if you're truly locked into the passage, you'll remember those details in the end. Phrasing the paragraph should be like a checkpoint whenever you're done. It should not be what you rely on to remember what's in the passage. For LR, the biggest thing I did was not start from scratch when I got a question wrong. So what I used to do is I'd typically narrow it down to 2 answer choices, get it wrong, and I'd immediately try to justify the answer that I didn't pick. This is probably one of the most life-changing things my tutor has taught me, and it's that you need to start from scratch, go back to the stimulus, read it as if you're seeing it for the very first time, then perform the order of operations. 99.9% of the time, I will figure out what I did wrong just by reading the stimulus again, because the answer is in the stimulus, not the answer choices. Most of the time, you deciphering that stimulus is going to give you exactly what answer you need, and you're going to look at the answer choices and know exactly what you want. And then overall, the thing that has helped me most now that I've started tutoring is really sticking to the order of operations. I use Juris Prep's order of operations, of course, but no matter what you use, even though they're all relatively similar, it's so important to go by each and every step, find the conclusion, find the flaw, and especially to predict the answer. Predicting is literally the most important thing on the entire test. Whether it's RC, whether it's LR, you need to predict the answer. And a lot of times when I was first working with my tutor, I would just kind of jump into the answer choice and I would say like, well, this is a question that doesn't really need predicting, like it's self-explanatory, or, there's nothing to really predict here. You just got to look at the answer choices. And she has instilled in me so heavily, you have to predict the answer, even if you're thinking of something so obscure and crazy, because sometimes that's the exact answer. Those are some mistakes I was making before I started tutoring that I've now changed, and it has changed my studying game so much. I truly think tutoring has been the most game-changing thing I've done in my entire LSAT studying process, which it's been over a year now. Follow for more LSAT tips, and if you're interested in tutoring, you can use my code PAYTON10 for 10% off of any Juris Prep service.